Nicolandria, I've been trying to let Nicolandria go. Like, honestly.
Up my veins and inject that shit right in it. And then I would back it up with a snort. I would just,
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of shit just fuels my fire. I love.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Annabella Sasha. I haven't posted in like 8 months, but we're gonna pretend like that didn't happen, okay? I am gathered here today. We are gathered here to talk about a phenomenon that has happened circa 2025 summer, and it is Nicolandria. Yes, I know. If you've been living under a rock, or if you literally have a job, a life, but you have no idea what I'm talking about, and for that I commend you. This is gonna be me basically explaining Nicolandria to a chronically offline person. Like, so let's say you didn't watch Love Island, you've never watched Love Island, you're kind of like, what is going on? Who is everybody talking about? I have a TikTok. I've been posting Nicolandria content or Love Island content because I love Love Island as a reality TV show. I've always enjoyed it. Oh, just to preface, it will get darker because it is late, and so if the lighting changes, you know why. All right, this is basically me explaining what the couple is in itself. If you don't really know what they are, then you really have been living on a rock because people talk about them. But if you already do, then this is literally just a refresher for you. I'm going to be recapping them as a couple and explaining why they are as big as they are. This is basically a video essay of my understanding of them as a couple. Grab your popcorn, grab a drink, grab a snack. Let's begin. Subscribe. I see you there. Subscribe. Leave a comment also if I leave anything out, because this is not like a full like recap of every single moment between them, and there are plenty. There are many. People have made like videos, compilations of all their moments. I'm not giving a compilation. I'm giving more of like a study, a character study. If I miss anything, actually put it in the comments, because I know I'm gonna miss a lot. Chapter 1. First, let's explain what is Nicolandria. Nicolandria is the couple of two contestants of Love Island season 7, Nicholas Vastenberg, I cannot say his last name, and Alandria Carthen. Okay, Alandria is 27, Nicholas is 24. He's a registered nurse. She worked, I believe, in like marketing for an elevator company. I don't exactly remember. Just to give you a gist of Love Island, it's basically a contestant dating show where people date each other on an island and they don't have their phones, they don't have access to the internet, and your only focus is dating. So Alandria's a bit older. She's 27. She's a black woman. She's very like serious, composed. Nicholas is very silly, a white man who is from Florida, which explain a lot of his behavior. Andrew is from Alabama. Looking at it now on TikTok, they have like over 3 million, I believe, views of like them as a couple, the hashtag, and over 100,000 videos made about them alone. I've contributed to at least 30 of those. And I think the reason why Nicolandria was so popular is because they were the like shining star. Like there was a lot of negative things going on, and they were the main positive thing that you could cling on to. Me personally, when I started watching this season, I was kind of like, I was a Nicolandrian from the very beginning, but I was also kind of like, but Nick is not serious enough for me. Like, first of all, I'm always gonna go for the black girls because they get dragged on these shows. So I was ready, like, okay, I'm standing 10 toes behind Alandria and Shelly, people on the show. And it's been known notoriously that black women get dogged by where they kind of get used to ride the coattails on, like, someone you will ride their coattails till the end of the season and outside of the show and then date them for clout. So that's why I was kind of like on the fence with Alandria just being with anybody, really. I was scared for my girl. I've been watching Love Island since I was 16. I'm 23 now. I was 15 actually, and I watched the first season of Love Island, like the first ever catalog season, like when they used to smoke cigarettes on the show. Like that's how old the episodes I was watching, like when it was like an idea and it was garbage. It was not really good. Like the way it is now is like really curated and cute, but before. So I'm a veteran, okay? My opinions and thoughts are not just me and a lot of people who like are just now watching Love Island for the first time. Like, no, I've been around. I've watched too many seasons of this damn show. The book tropes we're going to be mentioning, because, you know, I like to bring in the book tropes. Friends to lovers, It's Always Been You, third act breakup, and invisible string theory. Okay, so chapter 1 is titled Come Here Cream. That sounds weird. I know how that sounds, but it makes sense in context. Okay, so Alandria and Nick, they meet in the first episode. In the first episode, the original OG cast gets paired off. She makes this joke of like, oh, you're 22 to like Ace and some of them, and she's like, y'all are so young, you still got breast milk underneath your breath. And he said, I'm 24, so that don't mean I got, he was already putting in the work. He was already flirting, okay? The host of the show basically saying, though everyone's like coupling up together right now, Olandria, you can go ahead and kiss somebody that you are interested in, okay? She talks about how her ideal man is a cowboy, southern man. Not cowboy, but southern man, okay? And so there's a man on the show named Taylor. He is basically what she describes, a cowboy from Oklahoma. I don't know if Oklahoma is considered the South. That's more of the West, but that's neither here nor there. He wears a cowboy hat. She's already interested, but interestingly enough, she goes and kisses Nick, okay? Nick is paired up with someone called Belladasha, a girl called Belladasha. She goes and kisses him, and she says, come here, cream. We didn't even hear, okay? Like, post Villa, he's literally like, I didn't even remember her saying that. I don't even know what people are talking about. And that's also the Twitter community online. So, period. They pair off with other people, and they don't really have an interaction whatsoever. But Nick is seen in the confessionals of the show being like, Olandria caught my eye. I was interested a little bit in her.
Olandria did get my attention at the coupling night. She came up to me with like energy that, maybe Bella didn't bring, but that kiss was intense. I want to get to know her and see where it could go.
Then we have the first slur of the season, Yulissa, the stumbling block that ruined the whole, like, it ruined everything, guys, okay? Because, again, in the beginning, everyone's not coupled up. They're all just hanging out, whatever. Yulissa gets sent home for being outed for saying the N-word. Slur. It's slur season, guys. She gets sent home. This changes everything, okay? This means there's an uneven number of girls and boys. And so they bring in some bombshells. Nick gets sent with Sierra, which she will have relevance later. He ends up choosing Sierra over Belladasha. Olandria, which this is found in a clip later on, had slight interest in Nick, but wasn't really sure about it. And he saw the way Belladasha, her name is Bella, I keep calling her Belladasha. Guys, I'm sorry. Sierra and both Bella were both interested in Nick. So it's kind of like, she didn't want to be a third involved in this nonsense. So she sticked with Taylor. Recoupling happens, Nick recouples with Sierra. And Taylor and Olandria are together. So she gets her little cowboy. He's with a girl she's of Hispanic origin. We don't know too much about her. She's just very like, hey, like that's kind of how she speaks, guys. I'm not even like being like rude or mean. That's just generally when I watched her, I was like, she kind of speaks like in a whispered, like, yeah. Like chapter 2, I titled Eyes on You. So we have challenges in this damn show. I preferred Love Island when they didn't have challenges. I bring back ancient texts. I hate these challenges they do now because it's so gross and disgusting. And in every challenge, Nick literally chooses Olandria to kiss. In these challenges, a lot of times they are kissing, they're humping each other, they're doing weird stuff, right? And he always chooses her despite the fact that he's coupled up with somebody else. And from the beginning, we kind of noticed that Sierra is very into Nick. They are intimate very quickly in the show. Quickly. Like, Love Island, they don't really be hunching in previous seasons. You don't do that unless you get into the hideaway, which is like a private area where people can, like, be intimate with one another. But this season, people were intimate in the rooms where they were all sharing together, which is crazy. That's crazy, guys. That's not normal. I want to say, as a Love Island veteran, that's not a normal thing that happens in this damn show. And Nick admits that he felt like him and Sierra were moving a bit fast. He's not normally like that intimate with a girl that off the rip, but he was, and that's what happens. But in every challenge he picks her, specifically, there's a kissing challenge, kiss or pie challenge, and they throw this like coin, and if it lands on kiss, you kiss the person. If it lands on pie, you pie them in the face. His card reads, pick somebody outside of your couple who is the best kisser. And he picks Olandria, and he ends up pieing her because it lands on pie. But it is noted that, like, what he said actually wasn't what was on the card. That man was lying. He just wanted a reason to be able to pick somebody. Like, I'm pretty sure the card literally said who was the best kisser. Instead, he was saying outside of his couple so that he could pick somebody outside of his couple and get away with it and not make Sierra feel a certain way. Already we're getting messy. And we also notice as Nicolandrians these crumbs of Nick always staring at Olandria. He's not really conscious that he's doing it, but his eyes always are looking to her. She's kind of aware of it, but she's a little bit like, that could mean like nothing really, because he never makes a move towards her. And I feel like there's just this dance that they're doing. And because this was Friendship Island, a lot of people didn't end up coupling up with each other or speaking to each other because they were friends with the opposite person. So Nick was friends with Taylor, who Olandria was coupled up with, and I feel like he probably felt awkward about it. But it was also revealed that he spoke to Taylor about it, that he wanted to pursue Olandria, but it never ended up happening. So now we're gonna talk a bit about Olandria and Taylor's relationship. So Taylor and Olandria's relationship is very painful to watch. Okay, Olandria is very like on business, very serious. She hasn't been in a relationship in 5 years, and she's very like good at her relationships like inside of herself, right? When it comes to Taylor, he's very like kind of laid back, hands off, does not really give enough energy into her. In fact, he reaches out for help in how to like be with Olandria from Ace and Nick. Okay, and they're always just saying give her reassurance. She likes to be reassured. Just, you know, put in the effort. But a lot of the effort he puts in through Olandria is not like from his own mind and doing, because he doesn't really, I would describe him as like coasting, where he kind of stays with her to stay on the show. She could have easily chosen somebody else to be with, but she ended up choosing to be with Taylor because he kind of breadcrumbs her a lot, where he's like, yeah, I'm so interested in you, I'm only focused on you, it's us, but he also puts in no effort whatsoever. And I think it's the edit on the show, because she says, since post Villa, she said that he was always reassuring me, but our edit was that she was constantly asking him about the relationship, wanting more reassurance, and he was saying to other people, like Nick or to Ace, I'm not really attracted to her physically, which, what does that mean? Whatever. He was not giving a damn. And we can see later in the season that like it really had to do with more of he didn't like her, because when he liked somebody, he was putting in that work. But he was not putting in that work for Olandria whatsoever. Their chemistry's not really there for me. I feel like I was never a Talandria. And this has nothing to do with Nicholas. I never felt like he was giving enough energy or whatever towards the relationship for somebody who's like Olandria, who gives like queen energy. He was very much given like lean back, like like not really caring enough for me personally. And so I never rooted for them. I'm a big proponent and lover of black love, but that was not the black love I wanted for her. I was like, I don't like this. I want someone better for her. She's too pretty to be with this man. I actually almost stopped watching the season because I was only rooting for Olandria and Shelly, and it was not going well for either of them, and I was kind of like, okay. Chapter 3, Casa Amor Saga. So, Casa Amor happens where boys stayed in the villa, the girls go to Casa, and they meet a bunch of new singles, okay? So this is their opportunity to test the relationships they currently have. I remember when they introduced Casa Amor, I was like, this is cinema. This is something good. Y'all into something here. They did a weird thing this season where everybody had to get picked by somebody or they get kicked off. I mean, Olandria and Nick do not end up getting picked by the people that they're with in Casa, okay? So they end up both getting kicked off. Now me, I was like, okay, I'm not watching anymore. I've tuned out. I'm done. I'm not watching anymore. I'm over it. Okay, I'm moving off of Nicolandria crumbs on my TikTok edits. At this point, I'm like, I don't know what I'm rooting for, but I'm still here, guys. I'm still present. I'm still here. Okay, I've been riding this ride since the very beginning, and I'm not about to get off. She gets to a car, she leaves, she's crying, she's like, I've been single for 5 years, I can't find what I want, it's okay, I'm leaving. And Nick gets kicked off. She pulls up in a car, out of cinema, okay? Pulls up in a car. He's walking out with his suitcase. Very dramatic, ready to go home, okay? She pulls open the door to this little, I don't know if it's a G-Wagon or what. She says, Nick, get in! And that man, his face, he was like, Gag City. And he runs into the car with them, and then they like, the episode ends. And we're all like, what? They literally pull up and they are at this little date area. He holds her hand, brings her to the table, and they're seated, and they're basically like, what's been going on? What's happening right now? And essentially, Olandria finds out that Taylor has been coupled up with somebody new, Clark, and Nick finds out that Sierra's been coupled up with somebody new, Ilan. They didn't really get picked by anybody, so they're kind of like, we don't know if we're about to get kicked off, like what's happening. Their phones get a little regular, ding-a-ding. I got a text. And it literally says, you have the opportunity to leave or re-enter the villa, but as a couple. And they're both like, hell yeah, let's go back to the villa as a couple, right? Like, Olandria's like, yeah, this would be great, a friendship couple. Like, yeah. No. See, Nicholas, he had other plans. That man literally said, actually, actually, I've been in love with you, man. I'm just kidding. He literally says, actually, I've been interested in you this entire time as well, and I was hoping, like, we would get the opportunity to, you know, maybe see something if something's there. I've been looking at you a certain way. I don't know if you've been seeing that. And she's like, I've been noticing you looking at me that kind of way, but I'm not really sure, like, if that was what that was.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Did you see this coming?
Bro, no! I think there's only one right answer. Let's go to the fucking villa.
We're going to the
What
villa,
the
baby.
fuck?
But I just want to say, I've been wanting to get to know you. I feel like we haven't had the opportunity to like get these conversations.
Agreed.
And I think like this text is the perfect opportunity to do that.
In the beginning, how we kept kissing and we would never pull each other for a check. I'm like, he keeps choosing me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is something there, but it's like once Sierra got involved and you have Bella, it's like, okay, he has a lot going on. So it's like, I'm not even gonna make it worse.
I feel like it was like this fun, like secret admirer kind of thing. Like I kind of always wanted to let you know I was into you, but never like had those conversations in time.
Nick, what the fuck?
Almost
Nick-
to the villa. Almost to the villa.
Nick, what the fuck is going on?
Fun first date, yeah.
Oh my god, Nick, what the fuck?
And essentially, they're both like, he's basically like, I think you're the most beautiful woman that I've seen in my entire lifetime. That's an insane thing to say. All right, and now some people online are like, oh, he's just catfishing. He's just pulling her leg because he wants to stay in the villa. He says post-villa that that's honestly how he felt. And like, you know, they could have gone back as a friendship couple. Nobody would have questioned that. People are friendship couples in this place all the time. But he purposely said, no, I would like to go back as an actual, like, you know, romantic type of thing. And Nicolandria is shocked. And he says this thing of like, you make me nervous. Like, I feel very like, around you and things of that nature. They go back into the villa. Now in this villa, specifically, Taylor is there. Sierra is still at Casa, so she doesn't even know what's going on. And now Andrea's like seeing Taylor, the guy she actually liked, who didn't like her back that much. She's seeing Taylor like be all over Clark, and it's bothering her. And this is kind of where I was kind of like, Nicolandria, please, no, you're stop. But everything is a part of the Love Island experience, so it's like, you're entitled to your opinion. You were with that couple up with that man for 3 weeks. That's a valid response to be like, that's my man. That's my man. Would I be saying that if my man was kissing somebody else? No, I wouldn't be calling my man no more. You are a snake. Okay? And we kind of feel some semblance of, we feel bad, okay? Her and Nick get to share a bed together. They talk a little bit here and there. This is what we're going to call chapter 3.5, I would say. The soul tide kiss. The tide in the war that changes everything. Okay? They have never kissed outside of a challenge, basically. Except for in the first episode when they got to kiss each other because the host said, kiss who you want, right? And he was always like, we have really good kisses. They're sitting in this area, it's called Soul Tide. It's like a bed outside in the villa and stuff. And he's like, you know, what if we kiss outside the challenge? And she's like, you're. But she's like, okay, fine. They kiss. Everybody moved. Everybody moved. I think the power and the aura that comes from that video is scary. And that's when I was like, oh, this is from a book. This is from a novel. They kiss. It's so good. Like, it's actually a little bit too much. And I'm a little bit like, as a viewer, like, turn the cameras off. This is too intimate for me. He gets her lip combo on his face because she has her, like, NYX chocolate, you know, lava cake lip combo. It's all brown. His nose is covered from her makeup. His mouth is literally brown. He's like, that man's seeing God. He pulls away from that kiss and he's looking a little bit like, what was that? Whoa. whoa. They leave the cabana, they're walking, and she's kind of like, what was that? Like, you're kind of like spicy. You're a little bit like, whoa, you got my lip combo all over your face. And he's like, good, keep it there. Whoa! Mes amis, boy. I was out here like, Nicholas, what about Sierra? Y'all been coupled up for 3 weeks now.
Let me see. My whole lip combo is gone. Give me my lip combo.
Is mine good?
No, you got chocolate on your face.
I love that.
Me and Nick did kiss in Soul Tide.
Like, he don't really give a damn. They take a picture. It's cute. It's shared online. It's adorable. They go down the stairs to the kitchen area. And, you know, they're feeling a little bit weird because Pepe's like, where were y'all? Where were y'all? Pepe, the Nicolandria shipper, OG, like, he was on that, like, white and rice, okay? He literally was like, where were you guys? They're like, oh, no, we were just, they don't say nothing, right? She sits down. She's like, I'm kind of cold. real. I'm kind of anemic. I'm kind of cold. Guys, this is literally from my novel. This is literally from my novel. And you know what? I hate when things from a novel happen in real life because a lot of times it's like cringy and weird. That man takes his shirt and gives it to her. Shirt off your back type beat. Like, straight up, just, and she puts it on. And he's just walking around shirtless. And someone was like, where's your shirt? He's like, oh, Andrew's borrowing it. Just random. Nobody even questions a thing.
Thank you, thank you. It's so cold. Aww.
Taylor comes up and is like talking and they're doing handshakes and she's like, how come I don't have a handshake with you? Again, she's still in her Taylor bag. She hasn't moved on from him yet. And he's like, maybe you're just not like and that triggered. I was so upset when he said that. I was like, because you know, people like joke, but there are people who like a joke, from men specifically, are typically like based off of some type of truth. And again, he's already in this era where he's kind of not ignoring Nicolandria, but he's focused more on his couple of Clark and kind of like not really into her that much, but breadcrumbing her and being like, yeah. I'm gonna call this chapter 4 just friends. This is the third act breakup, guys. They wake up the next morning, they're talking over breakfast, and you can kind of feel this weird energy where Nick seems a little bit nervous, a little bit off, and Nicolandria seems a little bit too focused on Taylor. Like, as the days go by and her seeing Taylor more and more, she kind of feels more like wanting to be with him, which I thought was crazy. I was like, if I had seen him with a girl even more, I would break up with his ass. Oh, we're done. But again, I think Nick starts to feel guilty because again, Sierra is still in the villa. He kind of says, where's your head at? And she kind of starts off the breakup and is like, I think I like this, but I don't see it being romantic. I think we should be friends. He's like, yeah, I agree. Liar. They both basically kind of lied to each other because Alandra's head is somewhere else. She wasn't really clear enough to even be, like, I don't think they would have been good together anyway. It would have been messy because they're not really like fully focused on each other. And Nick is kind of like feeling guilty and is feeling like, you know, if she's not even feeling me like that, then maybe I shouldn't even bother.
People, but we're gonna navigate this thing regardless of what we got going on. I get, you know what I'm saying, you got Sierra in the back of your mind. I always got my boy Tay in the back of mine, but we gotta embark on this new journey as well, you know.
How do you feel about me? Because I feel like I've told you I'm attracted to you.
No, you haven't.
I feel like I've said.
No, you keep picking me for challenges. I just assume you were. We never had that chat. We
Maybe I've never
really
said that
pulled
to your
that
face.
chat. Yeah.
Actually, you're right.
Oh my God.
This is what basically we go into the recoupling after post Casa Amor. All these damn couples are in this villa. It's like 30,000 people in that damn villa. I don't know where people are sleeping. Somebody's gotta be sleeping in the kitchen. Okay? People couple up. They basically choose between the person they were with in Casa versus the person that they were coupled up to begin with. The girls reunite. My Shelly and Ledger reunite. Love them. Sierra kisses Nick and it's like, oh my gosh, she's crying. It's a whole thing, right? They are our strongest couple, guys. They are like so boring as a couple. Like, I don't see them having any vibes because she does a lot of the talking. She does a lot of talking and he kind of just... Taylor picks Clark. Nicolandria is left vulnerable. She's left vulnerable. My girl who was just vulnerable before is left vulnerable again? Oh, hell no. You know, the host, Ariana, is like, you guys get to pick who stays. One girl, one boy. Send everybody else home. Now, Nicholas, that man is stressing.
And this is one of Nick's best moments because despite the fact that he's in a relationship or a couple with somebody else, he still works a 9-to-5, a separate 9-to-5 of keeping Nicolandria in that damn villa. Basically recruits everybody up and is like, we're going to keep Nicolandria. Taylor wants her gone because of what she said about him in a challenge prior, where she basically was like, you just want to have that kid feeling, and he wasn't really honest with the fact that he didn't want to be with her. Taylor's already basically puts a nail in the coffin. Basically, it was annoying because it was like, why didn't you just tell Andrew that? He keeps telling her, like, oh, I'm still looking at you while he's with Clark, but kissing Clark and not with her, and not really putting energy. She cries about it. It's very upsetting. So Andrew's about to be sent home. Nicholas he's shaking. His eyes are twitching. His leg is shaking. He's out here like, what? Sent home? What? Not my good sis. He basically gets everybody to be like, vote for Nicolandria. He's like counting the votes on his fingers, like, I'll insert a clip. She's not going nowhere. If she went home, he would go home. I'm convinced. your girlfriend keep you from your future wife. Okay, I'm just kidding. I do not condone cheating. They save Alandria. They're happy. She walks up onto like the seat where they're sitting. Pepe, the Nicolandria #1 supporter, hands her off to Nick. Nick takes her hand. She sits next to him, puts her head on his shoulder. Okay? And at this point, it's just like painful to watch because you're like, these two are so more than just this like sexual tension. They have like a friendship there. And they always talk about how they're really good friends. We don't get to see a lot of it because the producers are chopped and they won't let us see a lot of it. And they focus a lot on Huda and all these other things that nobody cares about. That like people care about, but for me as a Nicolandria, that's all I wanted to see, Nicolandria. Okay, I don't care about nobody else. We get into this point where like Sierra's kind of like, I feel weird that Alandria and you kissed, because she's friends with Alandria, and she's like, did it have to be that? Did you have to go that far? And Nick is kind of like, oh, I didn't know. He's kind of like a little bit out of it. They go on a date together. She's like, are you saying I'm your dream girl? And he's saying, like, it's not even like the editing. He just literally says that off the rip. And we kind of get this sense of their relationship where it's like, she really is into him. Is Miss Cool Girl about it because she doesn't really ruffle any feathers. She doesn't really get upset about the fact that he made out with Alandria, even after she finds out. But he is very much like, we're not really dating. But they decide to close off, and I think he does it because Elan is making moves towards Sierra, and he doesn't like that. So I think he liked her in this show. I just think that it was never equal. It was never equal. I do pity her in that sense, okay? We kind of get to a point where we have to eliminate more people because, again, Casa has too many people in that damn villa. You have to stand behind a person who is at risk of going home. Taylor's at risk of going home because everybody didn't vote for him because they were mad about how he dogged Alandria. Nick stands behind Taylor to keep him and save him. Alandria stands behind Austin. And Sierra, she could stand behind Andreina, some of the other contestants, TJ, who was with Iris, but she decides to stand behind Taylor. And all of us are like, what? Why would you stand? We're like, girl, what? That makes no sense. Taylor ends up staying because he has enough people voting for him. Then she says later in the girls' room, like, oh, I did it because, I didn't want to make any issues between me and Nick, and that's Nick's friend. And so we're all like, girl, that's bull. You stood behind Taylor because at the end of the day, you want to make sure, I don't know why she really stood behind Taylor, but you could tell it wasn't about Nick. I think it was more of like, keep Taylor in the villa to keep Alandria away from me. Alandria away from my man. But I think she kind of just did it because she felt threatened, which I think is weird in a way when I think about it. I'm like, that's kind of strange and random, but whatever. Next episode, we're seeing less and less of Sierra. We literally are like barely seeing her, anything like that. So this is chapter 5. I call her Slur City. This is Slur City. We've already lost Yulissa to a slur. Okay? Sierra gets booted off the show like mid-season, which doesn't ever happen. It usually happens early on or not at all, for finding out like online saying an Asian slur. People are up in arms about it. It's very upsetting. It's very disturbing. Me personally, I'm like, that was a crazy thing to say. What's wrong with you? But that's neither here nor there. Nick is left vulnerable. He doesn't have a couple. He's by himself. Really abrupt. And the show doesn't really address it in a way that you would think a reality TV show would address it by making a whole scene of it, her leaving. This is Love Island. They don't really do that. They kind of just remove her and say it's for personal reasons. Alandria is currently single. Nick is currently single. Me as a Nicolandrian, I'm like, guys, this is the time. I'm ready. I'm ready. Just do it already. We see a conversation between him and the guys, and he's kind of like, Pepe's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna da? And I think in context, we think he's talking about, someone says, I think Pepe says, are you gonna pursue it? We think he's talking about Sierra, because he seems very upset that Sierra left, but he decided not to go with her. He had the choice to go with her, and he said no. So he's like, I don't know. And I'm a little bit confused because the conversation doesn't really match the theme. And you later realize that like Pepe, I think, was asking about Alandria, but the producers and stuff cut it out, so like it didn't seem that way. Then we see Alandria and Nick talk, and basically she's like, I just want to check up on you, see how you're doing, because again, Sierra leaving was kind of crazy. And he's like, he's not feeling the greatest. His experience in the show has been kind of rocky because, again, he coupled up with Sierra. She's like, I've kind of had a hard time in this villa too. She was coupled up with Taylor, then she was like left alone. She's almost get kicked off a lot. And he's like, you've been my like support and this person I could go to talk to as a friend, and I really appreciate that. You feel the vibes between them, and the vibes are rekindling. Again, at this point, Alandria is over Taylor, okay? And that was the hurdle we needed her to get over. Taylor, 3 dreads, that rat. She's finally kind of over him. She's like fully like moved on. And he asked her too. He's like, where are you? And she's like, yeah, no, I'm kind of done with that. And this is the first time, or I don't even know if it's the first time, but the girls basically get to pick the guy that they want to couple up with. They do a whole speech around the fireplace. And that night before the speech, again, they go and talk. Very cute. He wipes her chair, his bum, and he's basically like, I still have like something, you know, for you. And she's like, oh, really? Again, he says, you make me nervous. Guys, we love it when a man is scared. Yes, you should fear her. I'm just kidding. You should be scared. Yay. Her real options are between him and Veneers, the British guy he's Thai. I don't know his name. I forgot his Zach with the K. You see Zach and Nicolandria and you're kind of like, it doesn't really give anything. No offense, but Zach didn't give vibes with nobody, even Amaya. But she's basically between those two because they're the only ones she's like talk to for real. He's like, I'm still, you know, interested. If you're interested, she's like, okay, da. Then the recoupling happens. Everyone makes their speeches. Olandria is one of the last ones to make her speech. She's like the second last. And she's like, I want to couple up with this guy because I've loved him since day one. Gag. I was like, who? Love. And she's like, we always have a fun time together. We're always laughing. And you do notice that too. Like when Olandria was with Taylor, she was very like stoic and serious. There wasn't a lot of laughter. There was laughter sometimes, but when she was with Nick, she was always giggling. She was always showing all 32. And she's basically like, I like him. He's been great. And, you know, I want to see where we can go with this, whatever it may be. And so she says, Nick, he does this little heel click. They get coupled up, and it's cute.
Thank you. We meet again. How you feeling?
I'm excited. Thank you again for like believing in me and believing in this.
I couldn't imagine me picking someone else other than you.
As Nicolandrians, we're happy. They literally are booed up in the bed, and we're like, I used to pray for times like these. I like to call this chapter Marcel / she backed that thing up on me. Okay, it's a working title, it's long, who cares? In the next episode is the baby challenge. Baby challenge is one of my all-time favorites. I've watched the baby challenge since the beginning and I freaking love it. They get these fake babies that you basically get in high school and you get to be like parents for the day. You get to see how your partner reacts to being a mommy, a daddy, whatever it is. And if you guys can like work well together. It's a hilarious episode. I was laughing the entire time. They basically spend the day with each other and their baby's name is Marcel and it's named after Nick because that's his middle name, which I was gagged because I was like, that's a black person's name. But again, he's Belgian. Apparently But black people know that Marcel is a black name in America, okay? Again, Olandria gets to see a softer side of Nick, but Nick also gets to see a softer side of her. And he says that episode in that time was a turning point for him because she let him, like, take control. And it was really, like, nice to see. And, like, it was nice for them as a couple, let her, like, you know, be at peace. He says that morning to Ace, they have a one-on-one conversation. He says, last night she backed up on me. Right? She knew what she was doing, okay? And he was kind of like in the bed and he was kind of like, I had this like fiery feeling in my chest.
Last night, thinking like it's platonic, it's like, you know, we're taking super baby steps. We get into bed and I'm like, we just started like mad cuddling and she like, you know, backed up into me. It was like, I started getting like this really like fiery feeling in my chest.
Which I was like, Nicholas, no offense, but like you also were hunching with Sierra multiple times. So like to me, I was like, okay, you probably feel a lot of things anyway. But he was saying he felt butterflies, like this feeling, you know, that he didn't feel before. He was actually literally saying that when they coupled up, he was kind of like, this might be a friendship couple. But then she did that and he was like, oh, this is not a friendship couple. Okay. Now Taylor and Clark and Olandria and Nick they do a voting where we get rid of a couple. And these last two couples are seated they stand up because they're about to go home. Taylor and Nick and Olandria kind of think they're going to go home because, again, they're a really early couple. They've been together for less than 24 hours at this point. They're like, we don't even know if people are going to vote for us because at the end of the day, their couple is newer. They as a couple like didn't get enough time together. You know, people might be like, oh, they're not really in love with each other. What they don't even know is that outside the villa, we're all rooting for them. We're all like, actually, I need y'all to get married. Their families are rooting for them because we can see how they're different they act compared to other people than with each other. And they end up staying on the show. Taylor and Clark go home. Everyone's gagged. Because they're like, damn, y'all made it. Even they're gagged. And they're like, the people must really like us together or see something. No, duh. Yeah, we do. Okay, so then we go into chapter 8, which I like to call feeling the flutters. Okay, we see more moments between them. At this point, you can kind of see like Olandra's really nervous and giddy, and Nick is also very like he's opening up and talking about things that we never heard him talk about with Sierra, or we never really got the chance to hear him talk about. And they talk about like the life on the outside. They never have a closing, like close off chapter. Should we close off? Should we close off as a couple? Because they're so early on and it's really not necessary. But they're feeling things out. They're having fun.
Honestly,
traveling a
being
lot?
there for me, yeah, they took me
Really?
traveling and like showed me the world. So
I love that. Where?
Thailand and like
Really?
Iceland. Yeah.
I love Thailand. I went there last year for my birthday.
Really? Dang, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You like it?
I loved it.
I need to go to Alabama though. I've never been.
Really?
Yeah,
Ever?
ever.
Do you like college football?
They hold hands a lot. He's always holding her hand wherever they go. It's very cute, very sweet. And I am gagged and having so much fun watching this, okay? He's always talking with Ace, and he's like, I like the way things are going. You know, I'm starting to feel like flutters, like butterflies around her, feel certain things. And Shelly's telling Landry, I need you to kiss that man outside the challenge. I need you to kiss him. She's like, damn, girl, go ahead and kiss him. And Olandra's kind of like, do we look good together? Because I like him. Because again, she's black, he's white. You know, she's from the South, so that makes sense. Girl, I'm from the North, and I would say the same thing. I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
I've learned in this process, you have to be selfish. I struggle with that so much. And I truly felt like me picking Nick last night was the first time that I finally put myself first without considering anybody else. Yeah. Whether that was a friend, another connection, or anybody else. It was just for me. So it's selfish as...
They end up kissing in the photo booth, and it's very cute. Nicholas needs to control himself because he was grabbing the bazingas. Okay? It's cute. The episode ends. They cut the kiss off short, and I'm pissed off, but it's fine.
But it's fun that way. It's fun.
No, it's not. I'm such a planner. I have to plan out everything. So you just go with the flow?
Yeah.
That would drive me nuts.
I know.
So when it comes to like trip planning and all that.
Oh no, I'm hands off with that. Like after all of this,
You know I like you. I find you very attractive.
we do look good together.
We do. You literally make me laugh all the time. Just these last few days with you has been like the highlight of it all.
I call you like my best girlfriend here. With you, I feel like it's different and unique, and it really like sparks something in me. You just like make me happy. So
Family day. Cute. Fun. The family basically comes in. Nicholas is emotional because he's like, oh my gosh, my family. I'm probably going to see my family. They've been in that villa for almost 2 months now. So yeah, it's been a minute. His mom comes in. His sister comes in. And then Olandria, her mom comes in. Body C. They're both body T, okay? She has a conversation with her mom, and she's kind of like, do we look good together? How do you think I've been doing? Her mom is like, you know, you've been good. You've been looking good. You've been all this and that. She's like, I think we've all been rooting for. We waiting for y'all to figure it out.
I didn't even know Nick liked me until like a week or two ago.
We seen it from day one. Everybody else seen it.
And that's when I feel like they started realizing, like, oh, people are actually like rooting for us. Our family's rooting for us. But they still don't understand the gravity of how big they are internationally. Okay, they're global. Baby, you're global. Nicolandria, you're global. Okay, Nicholas is getting, his mama is pulling him through the mud, being like, you just hooking up with everybody. She was like, Nicholas. Okay, which I thought was funny. She really likes Olandria, and she's like, I really like the two of you guys together. I could see her coming around our house and being with her family, all that kind of stuff.
Nicolandria?
Oh, is that our name together, Nick?
Okay, we've got one though.
What?
Nicolandria.
Okay, Nicolandria.
We was getting so irritated with y'all. Like, would y'all not see this?
Really?
We was getting so irritated with y'all.
Have we been oblivious? Let me know.
No, I don't know nothing.
Okay.
the personality was definitely a match between Nicolandria and her
Oh my
mom.
God, that's my twin.
They're definitely related.
They have a conversation about it later, and they're like, I feel really comfortable, and I feel even more enticed to go into this because of our parents' approval and their thoughts on our relationship. Last date / finale. Basically, everyone gets to go on a last date. They go on this little boat ride to an island.
Hey, girl. Are you okay?
Thank you.
Look at all I'm used to it now. I'm just really looking forward to this date. I am hoping for a little romance. He gives me butterflies.
And they have a little bit of a picnic. But before the picnic, they pick up like message in a bottle, and they read off these messages from viewers being like, we voted for you, we were rooting for you guys, we voted for you guys, we love y'all together. They sit in this beautiful, cute date, and basically Nick is like, I really want to keep pursuing things with you, and I like this, and she's like, yeah, I feel like I get to be more soft and feminine around you. I enjoy being with you, all this type of stuff. And one thing that he says that actually made me like tear up a little bit was when he said, wait, what did he say? Don't change who you are or something. Like, I'm literally butchering it, but he says something so romantic. It was very romantic. They kiss. It's cute. He has her lip combo on his face again.
This is something I want to keep exploring, and whatever the result is, I know that we really support each other in every way. And I do have love for you. It's like that seed that I keep wanting to water, and I want to see where this goes.
Me too.
Thank you for being you.
Then they read messages from their family. He reads one from his dad, and his dad talks about how proud he is and how happy he is that he's found somebody. He starts crying. Then she reads a message from her sisters. She starts crying, and it's like, oh. And she's like, that's like the first time she said she's like ever cried in front of like that. And that's the first time Nick says he's ever seen her cry. They hug, they kiss. It's really romantic, guys. It's so romantic. We get to the finale where they read each other notes. Like, basically, it's like kind of like wedding vows. Guys, it's getting serious. And he basically says, whatever way we are together as friends, a couple, whatever it is, I will always be in your life. And though our journey has been unconventional, I'm so happy to be with you. Alandria says things of that same note, being like, all along you were always there. One thing I will notice is that every time she's like, I never noticed. Everybody keeps saying this. They're like, we were missing it. I was oblivious. Nicholas doesn't respond. He's not out here like, yeah, I was oblivious. He was kind of like, you were oblivious. Like, girl, we all saw it. You didn't see it. That's okay. That's okay. So they end up being the runners-up. It's cute. It's fun. Here are some honorable mentions for the girls. Again, I miss a lot of Nicolandria crumbs. That's okay. Please remind me in the comments of the ones I missed, because I know I missed a bunch of them. My favorites, I'll mention. I have the wink that he gives her across the table when they figure out that they're in the finale. So cute. Okay. Heart rate challenge. Sierra says don't kiss anybody. They're still coupled up. He licks her feet and sucks her toes. That's criminal. Ew. You're crazy. Alandra's gagged. I'm gagged. Gag city. What? That man was like, oh, I can't kiss her. I can't kiss her. Oh, I'm gonna kiss her toes. That was crazy.
Oh my God. I thought this was a classy party.
The congratulations kiss, which I love that kiss so much. It's so good, guys. He literally says congratulations after they get into the finale and like lays her out on the daybed like a doll, like just and gets on top of her and kisses her and makes out with her. And it's very like, whoa. Whoa. Oh, this was a classy party. What? Whoa.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
And it's very romantic, guys. It's so cute. That was it. I don't put that higher than Soul Ties, although it was very good, because I feel like Soul Ties just changed everything for this season. My favorite moments of them typically aren't when they're kissing. It's typically like she's giggling, he's making jokes, and it's cute and it's corny, it's fun. If you are chronically offline and you have not watched Nicolandria, I hope this was a good definitive understanding of why it was so good. I think the reason why it was so good is because this season was trash, and it was the only thing that felt like it was good and cute. And also it was fun and refreshing to see a Black woman get loved on, like with devotion and loved on, in a way that was it was like nice to see. Like, I really wasn't necessarily like big into Nick until he was with Alandria, and I was like, he looks hotter now. Before that, I was like, I don't really see what everyone's talking about. I feel a little bit like about him. They were cute and wholesome and sweet to watch. They hit the best tropes: friends to lovers, it was always you, invisible string theory, it was always you. And when I say grumpy sunshine, I just mean more like Alandria's very kind of like serious and stoic sometimes, or a bit like guarded, and he was more silly, and he brought out her silly, and they were cute together. They were fun. I also posted a video on my TikTok saying, like, everybody who wants to hear me talk about Nicolandria, give me some of your top moments. So I'm gonna read some of my followers what they consider to be their top Nicolandria moments. In the crash out challenge, somebody said that was their favorite when he was still coupled up with Sierra and they're like, who do you want to be your partner? And he picks Alandria. That was crazy. The way he was like, Alandria! He looked at Sierra and turned, man is a menace. I was like, damn, Sierra cannot stop catching the strays.
Difficult decision.
My wing woman is Alandria.
Brian bringing breakfast to Alandria and then Nick chatting with him while working out to see where his head was at. I thought that was actually kind of funny. I thought another one that was really cute was when she was not coupled up, but she was like talking with Jalen, and he holds her hand. Jalen holds her hand while she's going down a step, and he's like, she didn't need that. She can do that. She's fine on her own. He says that in a conversation with Taylor while he's watching from the distance. And it's really funny because the rest of the season that he's with Nicolandria, he stays with a handout to carry her everywhere she goes. So I thought that was really, really funny. Anyway, that was all the moments I can think of. I almost forgot. Oh my gosh, guys, I almost forgot. There's a scene where they're wearing blindfolds and Nick kisses Nicolandria. He literally kisses her. Another honorable mention is the Fix Your Shirt edit. There's a scene where they're dressed up as like lumberjacks, whatever, and they go into this little room thing and they kiss, and it's very like heated. He comes out with her over his arm. I thought that was crazy. If you made it this far, thank you. Like, you're a real one. you are a real one. Like, God bless. Please like, subscribe, guys. Like, I'm on TikTok yapping all the time, but I never post on YouTube. I feel like long form content, like, I don't really know what people want me to talk about long form, you know? If you guys want to see like book videos or like anything, like, I'd love to do videos. I just don't know if anybody would watch it. I'm not gonna do a Love Island like overall season review because I think the season was too much for me. I don't think I have enough time or energy to put towards it. Nicolandria is the only thing that I would talk about because I don't get tired of talking about them. The other drama from the show, I simply can't. I was kind of just babbling and rambling, and I apologize if you were like, girl, where are we going with this? And I know I missed the most important parts. Follow me on TikTok. I'm almost at 15K on there. Follow me here. Follow me on Instagram if you feel like it. After the reunion, I will definitely have more to say. I definitely will have more to say. Bye. She said, fix your shit, baby. Your gun showing. Like, who made that edit? Gag City. Gag City.